614 Startups Nation, I'm back with another episode of After Hours. And I wanted to jump here on live, man. I'm just going to start going live on a regular basis. That's a challenge to myself. And today I'm going to talk to you about something that entrepreneurs need to be prepared to face. And that is the fact that people are going to laugh at you. And some people are going to do you the favor of laughing at you in your face. But even more sinister, people are going to laugh behind your back. That is what this episode is about today, is about the experience that most entrepreneurs aren't even aware of, but that may be happening to you. And if you aren't already aware of it, it might be devastating when you actually find out about it. And that is the fact that any innovation that represents a significant enough leap forward will be ridiculed. Now, what inspired this live was 614 Startups hosts events on a regular basis, at least on a monthly basis for the year 2024. And our very first event was held this month, and our guest lecturer was Nick Potts, who's the co-founder, advisor, and board member at Gifthealth, a health tech company that back in 2023, a private equity firm acquired a majority stake in for about $40 million. Nick is a two-time founder, soon to be three-time founder. And so these are the kind of people that we're inviting to our stage to give entrepreneurs advice. Now, his talk was actually on customer discovery, but this little gem was tucked in there and kind of just resonated with me. And that gem was, people are going to laugh at you behind your back. Whether that be family, whether that be friends, associates, potential customers, investors, and the list goes on and on. And like I said in the beginning, any significant enough leap in innovation is going to be ridiculed. And I'll give you some examples so you don't feel alone. Now, back in the day, a big problem in medical care was infections. And there was this scientist, you know what, I just lost, I had this pulled up. Hand washing and ridiculed. So I could at least give this man credit for the lives he has saved, because he was able to endure the laughter and the ridicule that he experienced while trying to save lives. It was a Hungarian physician by the name of Ignaz Semmelweis. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Ignaz Semmelweis. And looking at this article here titled "Wash Your Hands Was Once Controversial Medical Advice" in National Geographic, it says here, Hungarian physician Ignaz Semmelweis was an early pioneer of antiseptic procedures, but was ridiculed for his work linking hand washing to better medical care. All right? And all this man was trying to do was save lives. But the paradigm shift for his day was so, the thinking was so entrenched that something that we take for granted today, something as simple as washing your hands as a means of preventing the spread of infection and disease, was ridiculed. I'll give you another example. And some of these are just, you think they're so ridiculous now because these things are so part of our lives. But at one point, the people who invented these things had to believe enough in their vision to endure the ridicule. And so before I say what I'm going to say about these inventions, I want to ask you, are you willing? Are you married? Are you committed enough to your vision for your business and the problem that you're solving to endure the ridicule that's going to come with it? Because a lot of people, they want to play this entrepreneurial game, but they really can't stand the heat. They really can't cook in the kitchen because they cannot stand the heat. And one of the things that you have to be able to endure is that laughter, whether in your face, because sometimes, hey, People are just going to be that real with you, or even worse, people who feign interest, who will give you that FaceTime, who will make you feel like they're listening, but behind your back, secretly, they're laughing at you. Listen, maybe I'm just a little bit paranoid, or maybe I've been doing this long enough. I've been at this media thing part-time, and now I'm getting into it a little bit more from a more aggressive content creation standpoint. But I know there was probably, and I wouldn't be surprised, at least one, maybe more occasions where behind my back, the doubters were saying, who the hell does he think he is? Yo, this dude is hilarious. In fact, this dude might be trash. So let's talk about some of the other people who had to endure other inventions that were ridiculed when they first came out. Can you believe that the bicycle was once ridiculed? And here's the quote, and this is an article from Vox.com. The popularity of the wheel is doomed. And it says here, today we think of bikes as a major source of transportation, but they started out as a trendy fashion statement. All right. And they were ridiculed when they first came out. The next thing, automobiles. The criticism of automobiles was that the prices will never be sufficiently low. And this is before Henry Ford and the assembly line and mass production of automobiles. So they may have been right in that sense, right, for the paradigm of the day. But I'm guessing Henry Ford probably had his detractors when he was talking about working on an assembly line. How about this? Talking in movies. You know, when movies first came out, they were silent. It was just the moving pictures. And then in 1928, Joseph Schneck, president of United Artists, seemed confident about one thing. Now, this is United Artists. I mean, with some of my biggest movies, I think if I remember correctly, all the James Bond movies were with United Artists. You have to correct me. They probably got acquired. I don't know if United Artists is a standalone company right now, but I'm a big James Bond fan. But what he seemed confident about is that talking pictures were a fad. Can you imagine movies today without sound? Or excuse me, better yet, without talking? And finally, something that we all, I mean, if you were born in the 80s, you're familiar with this thing, and it has evolved over time. But answering machines, the idea that you would call somebody, it would ring, and after a while, this machine with a tape, right, back in the day, literal cassette tape, you could leave somebody a message. That was also ridiculed. So I just wanted to point out that some of the things that we take for granted today were once inventions that were absolutely ridiculed because they represented an innovation that was too far forward. And so here's my advice to you if you're an entrepreneur and you're facing rejection, and maybe even a little bit worse than rejection, you're facing ridicule. Here's my encouragement to you. You are in good company. If somebody like Nick Potts, a three-time founder who scaled 2 different companies, and one of the companies was recently acquired, and he's still having to deal with ridicule, or he is still warning about the fact that ridicule and laughter behind your back is a reality of being an entrepreneur, I'm advising you, I am imploring you right now to begin to toughen your skin against the inevitable ridicule that you're going to receive when you try to innovate. If you're an entrepreneur and you're planning on breaking any barriers, trust me, ridicule is going to be part of the game, and you have to be prepared for it. And guess what? You must push through it. Do not allow ridicule or the fear of being laughed at because of your idea, because of your ambition, because of your vision to stop you. Whatever that thing is that you want to build, whatever that thing is that you want to do, 2024 is the year that you're going to move in a clear purpose, forsaking all else, focusing on the future with a mind stayed on your objectives, regardless of who the detractors might be. And so, guys, I hope this live is of some value. If it is, hit that like button. Get down in the comments. Let's have a conversation. If you have experienced ridicule in your business as you're trying to build your business, throw that in the comments. And please subscribe to this channel, because our goal on this channel is to help you, especially with this After Hours series, overcome those inner game fears, those inner conversations, those things that are stopping you from building your business. So please subscribe and stay tuned. I'm going to keep producing this content, because our goal is to try to get every single subscriber who is building their business to their first 10,000 in monthly recurring revenue. And why do we choose $10,000 a month as our target? Because at $10,000 a month, for most people in the United States of America, if they balance their budget correctly, chances are, if they're going $10,000 in monthly recurring revenue consistently, they're able to focus on that business full time. And also, just as important, that is considered a milestone in traction for investors to look at your company. And even if you aren't looking at investors, $10,000 a month is proof positive, of course, depending on the price of your product. $10,000 a month in revenue represents an important data point in terms of product market fit, meaning you have enough people who are customers of yours who are paying you money because this product is solving a problem for them. So until next time, stay brave, stay committed, keep working, keep pushing. You are going to win.